Episode 1 Fern and Pippin, the Dandelion Discovery. It was early morning when Fern zipped up her green backpack and tied the laces on her boots. The sun was still yawning above the horizon, casting long golden fingers across the meadow. "First day of foraging season," Fern whispered excitedly. Pippin the squirrel chattered from the windowsill, already twitching with energy. He leapt to her shoulder in one bound, ready for the day. Together they followed a winding trail through whispering grass. Dew clung to their boots and bees buzzed lazily past in search of breakfast. Fern paused as a warm breeze brushed her cheek. "Let's listen," she said. "The meadow is waking up." Pippin sat on her shoulder, eyes wide. A robin chirped. Petals opened toward the sun, and beneath their feet a sea of yellow dots danced. Dandelions! "Dandelions," Fern grinned. "One of the most magical plants. You can eat the leaves, the flowers, even the roots." She pulled out her nature book and crouched down to draw. Pippin, curious, sniffed a puffball and, "Achoo!" sneezed himself backwards into a clump of grass. Fern laughed. "Careful, they'll float away if you do that." She gently plucked a dandelion leaf and held it up. "See these jagged edges? That's how we recognize them." But just as she turned the page of her notebook, a gust of wind blew it from her fingers. "Oh no!" It tumbled across the grass, flipping wildly. Pippin dashed after it, bounding over mushrooms and tufts of clover. With a final leap, he landed squarely on it and held it down with both paws. Fern caught up, breathless. "Thanks, Pippin," she said, gently smoothing the pages. "You really are the best helper." They found a tree stump nearby and unpacked a tiny picnic. Wild strawberries, a slice of bread, and a few dandelion leaves tossed with vinegar. Fern had made herself. Pippin dipped a berry in honey and chirped with delight. Fern added a sketch of Pippin sneezing beside a puffball. Underneath it she wrote, "Dandelions, food, medicine, tea, and wishes." Then she picked the fluffiest one she could find, closed her eyes, and made a wish. Pippin watched as the seeds floated skyward. Fern smiled. "Let's come back tomorrow and see who else is blooming." Pippin squeaked in agreement, his tail catching a bit of leftover fluff. Off they went, back along the trail, sun on their shoulders and notebooks full of dreams.